Namaste everyone. Welcome to Lessons with Lakshmi. We are going to discuss the poem Rain on the Roof today. The objectives of our session today include about the poet, quote Skinny, stanza-wise recitation and explanation of the poem, rhyme scheme of the poem, figures of speech used in the poem, and discussion of question and answers. About the poet, Court Skinny, 1826 to 1904, was an American lawyer, politician, journalist, and poet. In the poem Rain on the Roof, the poet tells us the sweet memories that cloud his mind when he listens to the rain hitting the roof of his cottage bedroom. This poem has 6 stanzas, only 3 of which were included in our textbook. The rhyme scheme of the poem is ABCBDEFE. The figures of speeches used in the poem include imagery, personification, onomatopoeia, alliteration, and transferred epithet. Let's start with the poem. I'll be reading the stanza and then explain it line by line. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and to listen to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Now, humid shadows means dark clouds full of water. Hover means floating at the same place. Okay, the poet is saying that when the sky is full of dark clouds hovering in the sky over all the starry spheres means the night, at night the sky is full of stars. Okay, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. Now the poet is comparing raindrops to tears. And he says that the dark sky, which seems to be very sad, melancholy means sad, darkness means dark sky, appears as if it is crying because it is gently weeping. It is crying and the tears are shed in the form of raindrops. He adds, now at this time, in this setting, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed. Now here he says, what a blessing it is to put your head to a pillow in your bedroom and to listen to the patter of the soft rain overhead and to listen to the raindrops falling on the roof. What a blessing it is, he is saying. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Every tinkle means when raindrops fall over the roof or on the shingles. Shingles means rectangular tiles used on the walls or roof. When the raindrops fall on the shingles, it produces that clear ringing sound, that water drop sound. He is saying, the poet is saying that raindrop pattering or that raindrop hitting the shingles has an echo in his heart. In his heart, the same kind of sound is repeated. And 1,000 dreamy fancies. He says dreamy fancies means maybe dreams, fanciful dreams, thousands of them into busy being start. Who is the busy being? The human being. He is talking about himself. He is the busy being. His mind is always busy. He starts thinking about 1,000 fanciful dreams when he hears the raindrops hitting the roof. That is when he thinks about these dreams in his mind. In his mind, these fanciful dreams start, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof. 1,000 recollections means memories he had in the past, weave their air threads into woof. Woof means woof means thread woven across to form a loom. That means all the thread are put together to make a cloth. That is called as a hand loom. With hand, when you produce a cloth, that is woof. Now he is saying these 1,000 memories, what do? They weave themselves, they string themselves like how we are producing a cloth from a thread in a loom. Same way these memories are stringed together to form a loom. When, as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof, when he listens to the patter of the rain, the raindrops falling on the shingles on the roof, he has these memories and dreams coming to him. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone to regard the darling dreamers ere she left them till the dawn. Oh, I see her leaning over me as I list to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Now, in this stanza, the poet says, now in memory comes my mother. Now he thinks in his memory, he remembers his mother as she used in years agone. Agone means in the past, ago means few years back, ago like. So he is saying, now I remember my mother as she used to be in the past, when she used to be, to regard the darling dreamers ere means before she left them till the dawn, means she is a mother. What she used to do, darling dreamers means her children who are darling to her, and they were dreamers, they were tucked in the bed and they were asleep and they were happy in their dreams. These children of hers are darling dreamers. The poet and his siblings are darling dreamers to the mother. She used to tuck them in bed until when? Before she left them till the dawn, means she doesn't see them until the morning. So she tucks them in the bed and looks over them with a loving look. She looks at them with lots of love in her heart, because she is going to go to sleep and until morning she is not going to see them again. These are darling dreamers, the poet and his siblings. Oh, I see her leaning over me. Now, after tucking the children in, he remembers his mother leaning over him. As I list to this refrain, what is the refrain that happens after certain irregular period of time? Here the refrain is when he listens to the water drops hitting the roof. When list is the old word for listen. Now, when he is listening to the raindrops hitting the roof, what does he remember? He remembers the mother tucking him in for night to sleep, and he remembers her leaning over him with a loving heart, the look which is so loving, which is played upon the shingles. Now he is saying, as I listen to this refrain, when I listen to the raindrops hitting the roof, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Now let us see the rhyme scheme of the poem. We are going to compare the end rhymes. End rhymes means the last word, if it rhymes with the next line last word or not. We are going to check and give accordingly alphabets. Hover will start with A. Spears, hover, they are not rhyming together. Rhyming means cat, bat, mat. They all end with the same sound. That is called as a rhyme. Here spears, hover, both are not rhyming, so we will give B. Darkness, hover, no, it is not rhyming. Darkness, spheres, no, it is not rhyming, so we will give C. Then tears, hover, no. Tears, spheres, yes, it sounds, it ends with the same rhyme. Spears, tears, so we can give B. A, B, C, B. Now next 4 lines we will see. Pillow is D. Pillow, bed, bed is not rhyming with any of the word, so we can give E. Patter is not rhyming with any other word, so we can give F. Overhead rhymes with bed, so we can give E. So look at this rhyme scheme, A, B, C, B. Same way here we have D, E, F, E. So in the same, you can check with the rhyme scheme of the words. You can check shingles, it's not rhyming with anything, so we can give G. Heart and start, rhyme together. So H, fancies, is not rhyming with anything. So I. Recollections, nothing. So J. Woof and roof are same. So we give K. Patter is not. So L. So the rhyme scheme is same pattern. It follows the same pattern. The pattern is A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. Okay. Now let us start with the figures of speeches used in the poem. When we read the poem, we can actually imagine in our mind how the clouds are so dark over the sky full of stars, like that. So that is called how the rain falls and how the raindrops hit the shingles. These all we can imagine in our mind's eye. This is called as visual imagery. So the whole poem is imagery, we can say. And then humid hour. The consonant sounds are same. The repetition of a consonant sound into or more consecutive words in the same line, then it is called as alliteration. Okay. Then he says darkness. Darkness is sad. Now being sad is an emotion which is a living being emotion. When we are applying living beings characteristics to a non-living thing such as darkness, then we can say it is personification. So melancholy, darkness. How is darkness? Melancholy or sad. That is why it is called as personification. One more thing is here melancholy, darkness, the use of an adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. Here in melancholy, darkness, the darkness is not sad. What is sad? People are sad, not darkness. So that is called as transferred epithet. Okay. And then we have the patter. Patter sound is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia means when the raindrops hit the shingles, the kind of sound it makes. That is called as patter. Pitter patter, we say. That is the sound it makes. So that is called onomatopoeia. Imagine dog barking. When we use word woof, woof. Now that is dog bark. That is called as onomatopoeia. Or snake hisses, hiss sound. Then that is called onomatopoeia. Children crying. All these things that sounds are changed into the words. Those are called as onomatopoeia. Then dreamy fancies. Same thing here. The fancies are not dreamy. The fancies means here fanciful dreams. They are not dreamy. Who are dreamy? Who are having these dreamy fancies? The people. So this is called as the use of adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. It doesn't mean that the fancies are dreamy. Here people who have fanciful dreams. That is why it is called as transferred epithet. Busy being. Busy, ba sound is repeated. So it is alliteration. Then we have again patter. Patter sound is onomatopoeia. Then rain upon the roof. Ra sound is repeated. So it is alliteration. Then again memory, my, mother, mama sound is repeated. So it is alliteration. Again patter is onomatopoeia. This is about our figures of speeches used in the poem. Now the last topic of our video today is question and answers discussion. What do the following phrases mean to you? Discuss in class. Humid shadows. What did we say? Humid shadows are the dark clouds which are full of water, is called as humid shadows. Starry spheres. Starry spheres are the sky at night time which is full of stars. Water bliss. Water bliss means water blessing or water happiness. The poet is exclamating. He is saying what a blessing it is to put your head to the pillow. Okay, 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. I said here 1,000 dreamy fancies means fanciful dreams the poet is having. The busy being is the human being. The poet is talking about himself. In his mind, these fanciful dreams start. That is called as 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof means 1,000 memories which are from the past weave into, are woven into a loom like a cloth was woven by threads. Okay. What does the poet like to do when it rains? What does the poet like to do? He likes to lay in the bed and hear to the raindrops falling on the roof of his room or falling on the shingles of his bedroom. What is a single major memory that comes to the poet? Who are the darling dreamers he refers to? Now, what is the major memory he recollects? The mother, his mother. He recollects the mother leaning over him with a loving gaze. The poet has memories of his beloved mother. When he was a child, she would put him to bed. She used to tuck him and his siblings into bed before she left them until morning. They had sweet dreams in their sleep. Darling dreamers are the children of the mother, or the poet and his siblings who are darlings to his mother. They were loved by their mother, and so they were her darlings. Is the poet now a child? No, the poet is not a child. He is an adult now. Is his mother still alive? No, the poet's mother is not alive, because he says agone, in the past, a long time ago. Thank you for listening to my explanation. Please like, share and subscribe, as it would be an honor to serve you. Have a wonderful day.